smoking some Dunhill Durbar Mixture. Durbar. Reminds me, the name reminds me. Of a trip to Nepal and Kathmandu Valley. There are 3 Durbar squares there. That's where the kings were crowned, commissioned. I'm not quite sure what the proper term is. All very special places. So this latest earthquake, well, I thought that place is doomed. I mean, it was all like this kind of soft brick and terracotta and fanciful buildings. Wonderful, wonderful place. But apparently it survived and is being rebuilt. So that's excellent. This mixture, this is a Dr. Grabow freehand pickaxe. Notice how thin the walls are. It's a Dr. Grabow. It's a cheap pipe. But you know, these are good smoking pipes. If you had to buy a new pipe, and you know, you could do a lot worse than that, honestly, for $30, $35. Enough Latakia in this that it'll go out if you don't mind it a little bit. It's a good mixture though, I like it. It's not the same as the old one. Well, yeah, what is? Are we the same as we were 20 years ago? No. I may have to order a few tins of this. Or in both, I guess. Yeah. That's good. Healing up nice. Yeah. So this Durbar mixture is from a friend of mine, Brian. Thank you. And friend, you know, I've hung out with him twice now, because he's a friend of some friends who are truly friends. I mean, they're like some of my very best friends. So it makes you think about friends, you know, these days. In this modern world we live in. When I was a kid, you know, your friends were very local. They were the kids on your block. They might be kids from your school, but if it was too hard to get to their house, you know, you couldn't just walk or bicycle too easily, then maybe you weren't as good of friends, right? So, and that was in the day when I remember we'd bicycle all over Denver as kids. I mean, we'd be gone all day, and if you're going to be late for dinner, take a quarter and give us a call from a payphone, but be home for dinner. It was like a big small town. Well, with helicopter parenting, and for some good reason. But that stuff has always happened. I mean, kids have always been absconded with, and, you know, it's horrible. But it's always happened. So there's just a mood in the air, an anxiety. And so kids aren't allowed to do that anymore. They have to set up a play date, and then they have to arrange with the parents of both parties, come up with a convenient time, a block of time, and then they get together and play. You know? Okay. So friends, these days, I'm going to suggest are, even though we are inundated with friendships, here, friend me on Facebook, we actually have fewer friends, I think, these days than we used to. When I was a kid. So, it's just a reflection of our current day. But that is a complex reflection in that so many of us are so engaged in our little TV screens. You know, we're watching TV all day long. I personally use a computer at work. That's how I do my work. So I'm watching a TV screen all day long. And that's how most people entertain themselves as well. So, you know, we're just like glued to the TV screen. Now that's up to us if we want to do that or not. But it's the way kind of everybody is doing it. And so if you want to keep in touch with family, if you want to, you kind of have to have a Facebook account. I personally still do not. So I'm kind of on the outside of things. You know, I'm okay with it. We do enough communicating, I suppose. So while we have many more friends, we have, I think, fewer really good quality. And that's over a beer, a couple of bowls, a good discussion. What is a good friend? It's somebody who you can rely on, who, if you were in a pinch, you could say, hey, Ed, help. I wonder, can you give me a hand? Can you give me a ride? Can you... We're not talking money here. Money screws things up always. But, you know, it's, who can you rely on? It's our safety net, I guess. But it's much more than that, too. It's who we do things with, hopefully, because friendships require maintenance, and some friendships require a lot of maintenance. Some friendships you come back after a month and wow, it's just like we left it, you know. Others just really require a lot of time, and I would suggest in Western cultures, I don't want to speak for across the Atlantic or across the Pacific, because I'm just not familiar enough, but in the US of A, and I think Canada too, society says your best friend will be your life partner. And as men, oh God, this is a big topic, folks. I mean, I know people who don't have a lot of good friends because they have that single relationship, and they rely on that for all their emotional needs. Ooh, that feels pretty hazardous and pretty burdensome on the other person. Wow. But so what is a friend? A friend is somebody you enjoy being with, I think, that you can rely on, and they rely on you, or could. They never have to exercise that, nor you. But you have some confidence that they would be there. And friendships change too, you know. People come, people go, people move, their lives change, you know. That's cool. That's just part of life. So anyway, the whole point of it was that Brian shared this tobacco. I've only met him a couple times. He's much younger. He's 28. He's a millennial. He's a great guy. And haven't met his girlfriend yet. Trying to encourage her to come along. But she kind of uses that time that he's did the Kitsap pipe thing and went to the county fair and all that stuff. I think she uses that time as a little away time, which, yeah, I can empathize. So, anyway, he's a great guy, and I feel like he could really be a friend, you know. But you have to do stuff together. It requires shared, especially with guys. I think women can just get together and talk, and, you know, but men kind of need to maybe do something together. And so this is something that you can do together that encourages good conversation. So anyway, we have lots of levels of friends, and we have work acquaintances where, you know, you joke around and you laugh and you share some personal stuff, but I'll tell you, once you leave that job, are you going to see them again? Maybe, maybe not. Usually not. And yet you enjoy them very much when you're around them. So then you have old-time friends from maybe your childhood or college who maybe you don't see very often. You know, once every couple years you send Christmas cards, you maybe call or text occasionally. So those old friends can be just as deep or deeper than many current friends, and yet you only see them very occasionally. So I don't know. Anyway, Brian kind of made me think about friendship, and because you know, he's just a great guy, and talk about anything, and easy to be around, and yeah. So he's a budding friend, I'd say. But we'll have to be doing things together to keep that friendship going. So, and that's where often in our modern world we kind of let it slide, and we make up with all these Facebook friends and so forth, but really it's shallow and I think pretty, yeah, you have a lot of information about people's lives, but it's not meaningful stuff. It's good to stay in touch, good to know what other people are doing, but it's different than a real friendship. So anyway, I'm enjoying this beautiful day. There's a little sunshine out there. Oh, we had some days of rain and gray, and it was just like, why do I live here? This is why. Yeah. So make some friends. Get out there. Make some friends. And you can do it through your little TV screen, but you have to look away from the TV screen long enough to actually have some experiences, maybe smoke a few bowls together, share some thoughts. All right, here you are looking at a TV screen. Yeah. Oh well. a modern way.